Ever wondered how honey is harvested at home? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to iPick, the channel that quenches your thirst for knowledge and do-it-yourself adventures. Today, we're diving into the sweet world of honey, more specifically, how to harvest it right in your own backyard. Why, you ask? Well, honey harvesting at home can serve as a fruitful hobby, provide a source of natural sweetener, and even contribute to the preservation of our buzzing little friends, the bees. Plus, there's a certain satisfaction in being able to say, "I harvested that," when you drizzle your homemade honey onto your morning toast or stir it into your afternoon tea. Throughout this video, we'll guide you through the key steps involved, from understanding beekeeping basics to jarring your very own golden delight. So, are you ready to embark on this sticky yet rewarding journey? Stick around to discover the sweet secrets of honey harvesting at home. Before harvesting honey, one needs to understand the basics of beekeeping. It's a fascinating journey, filled with industrious insects, buzzing hives, and the sweet reward of natural honey. At the heart of beekeeping are the bees themselves. There are 3 types of honeybees: the queen, the worker, and the drone. Each has a unique role in the functioning of the hive. The queen, the only fertile female in the colony, lays all the eggs. She's the mother to every bee in the hive and can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day during summer months. Isn't that amazing? Next up, we have the worker bees. These are infertile females who do the majority of the tasks in the hive. They clean and maintain the hive, forage for food, take care of the young, and even produce honey. Worker bees are the backbone of the hive, and their hard work keeps the colony thriving. Lastly, we have the drones. These are the only males in the hive, and their primary role is to mate with the queen. After mating, their life cycle is typically complete. A healthy and thriving bee colony is crucial for successful beekeeping. It's important to regularly check your hive for signs of disease or parasites, which can quickly devastate a colony if left unchecked. Providing a safe and clean environment, along with plenty of food and water, will ensure your bees are happy and productive. Beekeeping is not just about honey. It's about fostering a thriving ecosystem right in your backyard. It's about supporting these little creatures that play such a massive role in our world. It's about learning and understanding the intricate dance of nature. Now that we've covered the beekeeping basics, let's move on to the equipment you'll need. Remember, a good beekeeper is a prepared beekeeper. Let's ensure you're well equipped to start this sweet endeavor. Harvesting honey requires some special equipment. The beekeeping world is full of fascinating tools and gadgets, each with its unique role in the honey harvesting process. First on our list is the bee suit. This is no ordinary suit. It's designed to protect you from bee stings while you're working with your hive. Crafted from thick fabric, the suit covers your entire body, including your face, hands, and feet. It's your very own bee-proof armor. Next, we have the smoker. Now, this isn't for a backyard barbecue, but it's just as important. The smoker is used to calm bees. When you puff smoke into the hive, it triggers a feeding response in the bees and distracts them from your activities. It's like a magic wand that turns potentially aggressive bees into docile creatures. Then, there's the hive tool. This multifunctional tool is the Swiss Army knife of beekeeping. It's used to pry apart hive components that are stuck together with propolis, a sticky substance bees use as glue. With a hive tool in your hand, you're ready to tackle any sticky situation. Last but not least, we have the honey extractor. This is where the magic happens. The honey extractor uses centrifugal force to spin out the honey from the honeycomb, leaving the wax cells intact. It's like a merry-go-round for honeycombs, but instead of excitement, it delivers sweet golden honey. So, to sum up, for a successful honey harvest, you need a bee suit for protection, a smoker to calm your bees, a hive tool to handle sticky hive parts, and a honey extractor to spin out the honey. Each piece of equipment plays its part in ensuring a smooth and safe honey harvesting process. Equipped with the right tools, you're ready to start the honey harvesting process. Approaching the hive can be intimidating, but with the right approach, it's a breeze. Now let's imagine you're standing a few feet away from your hive, fully clad in your bee suit, smoker in hand, and you're ready to get down to the business of honey harvesting. The first thing you need to understand is that bees are naturally defensive. They've built this fantastic honey-filled fortress, and they're not keen on anyone, let alone a giant human, barging in uninvited. So it's crucial to approach the hive with respect and caution. Always approach the hive from the side or rear, never from the front. This is less likely to alarm the guard bees that patrol the hive entrance. And remember the smoker we discussed earlier? This is where it comes into play. A few puffs of smoke directed at the hive entrance will help to calm the bees. The smoke masks the pheromones that bees use to communicate danger, effectively keeping the hive's alarm system at bay. Be sure to approach with the wind at your back so the smoke goes into the hive, not in your face. Now, let's talk about the bee suit. You may feel a bit silly wearing it, but trust me, it's your best friend when it comes to beekeeping. This suit is your armor against potential bee stings. It covers your entire body and includes a veil to protect your face. You'll want to make sure all zippers are closed, cuffs are secured, and no skin is exposed. Safety is paramount when dealing with these tiny warriors. Once you've approached the hive, it's time to gently remove the lid, using your hive tool. Again, a little puff of smoke can help keep the bees calm as you open their home. Move slowly and deliberately to minimize disturbance. Remember, your goal is to harvest honey, not to wage war. With the right approach, you can safely access the hive and begin the harvesting process. And there we have it, folks. You're now ready to take the next step in your honey harvesting journey. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the fascinating world of beekeeping. The next step is to carefully remove the frames from the hive. Now, this might seem like a simple task, but it requires precision and a gentle touch. You see, the frames are the heart of the hive. They're where the bees store their honey and where the queen lays her eggs. So it's critical to handle them with care to avoid harming the bees or damaging the precious honeycomb. To do this, you'll need a hive tool. This is a small, flat metal device that's specially designed for beekeeping tasks. It's used to pry apart the frames, which can often be stuck together with a sticky substance called propolis. Start at one end of the hive and gently insert the hive tool between the first two frames. The aim is to break the propolis seal without causing any unnecessary disturbance to the hive. Once you've pried the frames apart, you can carefully lift out the first frame. As you lift the frame, take a moment to observe. You'll see the honeycomb structure built by the bees from wax. If you're lucky, you might even spot the queen bee herself, distinguishable by her larger size. But remember, your primary goal here is to remove the frame safely and gently, so don't spend too long admiring your bee's handiwork. Continue this process, working your way along the hive and gently lifting out each frame. Keep in mind that the frames are heavy, full of honey, and covered in bees, so a steady hand is essential. If at any point the bees start to become agitated, it's a sign that you need to slow down, take a breath, and continue with even more care. Once you've removed all the frames, you should have a clear view inside the hive. It's a beautiful sight, but there's no time to dawdle. The bees will be eager to get back to work, and you've still got the most exciting part ahead, extracting the honey. Once the frames are safely removed, it's time to extract the honey. Extracting the honey is where the real fun begins. We've been through a lot to reach this point, haven't we? But now we're here, and it's time to reap the sweet rewards of our hard work. The process of extracting honey is a fascinating display of physics and nature working together in harmony. Our key player for this scene is the honey extractor. This nifty device uses the principles of centrifugal force to spin the honey right out of the frames. How does it do that, you ask? Well, let's dive in. Imagine your washing machine's spin cycle. The honey extractor works on the same principle. When the frames full of honey are placed inside the extractor and it starts to spin, the honey is forced out of the comb by the centrifugal force. It's a bit like a merry-go-round for honeycombs, only instead of kids squealing with joy, it's the honey streaming out. The honey then hits the sides of the extractor and runs down, collecting at the bottom. Now you might be wondering, what about the beeswax? Well, that's the beauty of this process. The wax stays in the comb, while the honey, being a liquid, is pulled out. It's important to remember that the speed of the extractor can affect the quality of your honey. Too slow, and you won't get all of the honey out. Too fast, and you risk damaging the delicate beeswax combs. It's all about finding that Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. And voila, you've got yourself a pool of golden sweetness ready to be filtered and jarred. But remember, the honey at this stage is raw and contains impurities. It's not quite ready for your toast or tea just yet. You've successfully navigated the thrilling world of honey extraction, and the bees have done their part too. But we're not quite finished. After extracting, the next step is to filter and jar your honey. And that, my friends, is a story for the next scene. Stay tuned. Now let's turn that raw honey into a product you can proudly share. So you've extracted the honey and you're now left with a golden but perhaps not so clear liquid. Don't worry, we're about to turn this raw honey into a pristine and appetizing treat. This is where the filtering process comes in. Filtering is an essential step in the honey harvesting process because it helps remove any unwanted particles like wax or bee parts that might have made their way into your honey during extraction. You'll need a honey filter, which is usually a double or triple layered mesh strainer. The honey, still in its warm state from extraction, is poured into the filter and allowed to slowly drain through, leaving behind any impurities. This might take a while, so patience is key. Remember, the slower the process, the clearer your honey will be. Now that your honey is looking gorgeous and crystal clear, it's time to jar it. You'll need clean, sterilized jars and lids. You can sterilize your jars by boiling them in water for about 10 minutes. Once they've cooled down, you're ready to fill them up. Pour the filtered honey into your jars, leaving about 1/4 of an inch from the top. Wipe off any drips or spills on the outside of the jar. Now it's time to seal it properly. Ensuring a proper seal is crucial because it preserves the quality of your honey and prevents any moisture from getting in. Screw the lid on tightly, and there you have it, your very own jar of honey. But before you start giving them away or selling them, let your honey rest for a few days. This allows any tiny air bubbles to rise to the top, making your honey look even more appealing. Congratulations, you've successfully harvested your own honey at home. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of enjoying the sweet fruits of your labor, or in this case, the sweet nectar of your bees. Harvesting honey at home is a sweet and rewarding experience. We've come a long way from our initial steps, learning about beekeeping basics and the essential equipment needed, to finally reaping the sweet golden reward of our hard work. Let's take a moment to revisit our journey. We started with the beekeeping basics, understanding the importance of bees and their role in our environment. We then moved on to the essential equipment, emphasizing the need for protective gear and the various tools that make the process easier and safer. We've learned how to approach the hive with caution and respect for our buzzing friends, and how to gently remove the frames laden with honey. We've seen how to extract the honey using a honey extractor or even just a simple kitchen knife and bowl. And who can forget the final steps? Filtering out the wax and other impurities, and then jarring the honey, ready to be enjoyed. Each step of the process was an adventure in itself, filled with learning and discovery. But the best part of it all, the taste of your own home-harvested honey. It's not just about the sweet flavor, but also the satisfaction of knowing that you've done it yourself. You've interacted with nature, learned about the fascinating world of bees, and harvested your own honey. It's a rewarding experience that brings a sense of accomplishment and a newfound appreciation for these hard-working creatures. So why not give it a try? Experience the thrill of beekeeping, the joy of harvesting, and the delight of tasting your very own honey. Remember, every journey starts with a single step, and your first step could lead you to a sweeter life. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos from iPick. Until next time, keep exploring the sweet side of life.